Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about The Last Jedi again. Why are we still talking about this damn movie?
Because they won't let it die. Kill the past.
Except for The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So this was very interesting. You sent this over this morning that a couple of the editors who worked on The Last Jedi confirmed what many fans have been theorizing, that Rian Johnson was basically trolling the entire saga.
Yeah, well, they, of course, back Johnson up, but somewhat. But
they're back Johnson?
Somewhat, yeah. Somewhat. But they're basically like, yeah, it did try to undo the trilogy.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to talk about the weird thing that happened, that the Thank Rian Johnson hashtag magically appeared after months.
Yeah, because they just will not let The Last Jedi die. They would not let Rian Johnson, just go do something else. No, we have to keep bringing it up.
It's like, go work on Knives Out 2 or whatever the hell you're doing. So Star Wars Force Awakens editor says Last Jedi tried to undo the trilogy. Editors for Disney's new Star Wars trilogy believe Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi tried to undo J.J. Abrams' work.
Mm-hmm. Oh, imagine that, which is all the YouTubers have been saying.
So then they had to backpedal the backpedal for the Rise of Skywalker, and it didn't work because it was too late.
Well, the middle movie is actually kind of key, and then they lost everybody with that one. Well, I'm sorry, they gained a bunch of people with that one, and then they lost the old school fans, and then the people they gained, they pissed off with the Rise of Skywalker, so it was like a trilogy for no one.
It was a trilogy for no one. Two editors close to Disney's Star Wars trilogy have spoken out against Rian Johnson's Star Wars The Last Jedi, claiming the 2017 movie was designed to undo the franchise's arc.
Anybody surprised? He bragged about how he deliberately tried to do films that are controversial. What did you expect he was going to do?
Editors Marianne Brandon and Mary Jo Markey were guests on the Mission Impossible-centric Light the Fuse podcast. I've never heard of that. I don't watch Mission Impossible movies, though. Where they offered thoughts on Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi. It was a different take on the Star Wars saga. One said, to Ryan's credit, he stuck to what he wanted to do, and he wanted to deconstruct the film and go in a different direction. And I know it's controversial, but isn't that good?
No, it's not.
It's very strange to have the second film so consciously undo the storytelling of the first. I'm sorry, that's what it felt like. I don't even feel like that's true about the third film. It took where the second film ended and tried to tell a story. Didn't feel like it was consciously trying to. It didn't feel that way.
They didn't feel the third one was trying to undo the second one, but they had to kind of make it make sense again because he pretty much wrapped up a lot of the story threads that were supposed to go the whole way throughout.
Yeah, I mean, when you kill off the big bad, and you kill off Luke Skywalker...
And then you set up Rey and Kylo Ren to be romantically involved.
Yeah, and
I mean, that's like Stockholm Syndrome right there.
I know, right? So, it's interesting. And again, Kathleen Kennedy needed to look at the whole damn... you had one job, Kathleen. That was make a coherent sequel trilogy.
But you let Rian Johnson do whatever the hell he wanted, and he clearly was going to upset the fandom. He didn't care. He was deliberately going. He said,
yeah,
he didn't care. He was going out to do his own thing, and he wasn't going to care about he wasn't going to care about silly things like canon. He was going to do whatever the hell he wanted.
And I'm sorry, you can trace the fracture in fandom, the schism. You can trace it back to. You can trace it back to The Last Jedi. Even though a lot of people didn't like The Force Awakens, it was not nearly as divisive.
No, I'm one of the few that didn't like it. Most people actually liked it.
I was okay with it. I was hoping, they would, step it up a little bit for the next one.
Okay, I understood why they pretty much did A New Hope all over again. I understood why. I think a lot of people understood why. But we were expecting a lot of new things to come in The Last Jedi. By that, we meant new things that made sense for the fandom and for the story, not just, whatever the hell that was.
I wanted to see Luke Skywalker kicking ass. I wanted to see Finn as a Jedi. There are a lot of things I wanted to see I did not see.
Well, this right here to me sums up what, him like this. That's what Rian Johnson did to the Star Wars trilogy.
Yeah, pretty much.
To the Star Wars saga. That's what he did. He just went like that,
Just brushed off the fans. And it's not his problem, right? He comes in, he makes a mess, he walks off, he gets to go back and do his indie films. And it doesn't matter to him. But now Lucasfilm and Disney have to deal with the massive fallout of Star Wars, which again, you can trace it back to The Last Jedi.
Even though the media keeps trying to spin it that it was because of Rise of Skywalker that there was an issue. No. Media is full of shit. They also white knighted for The Last Jedi so hard. I'm surprised they aren't in a relationship. But here's the thing. It's just that they have just been spinning this narrative that's a load of shit. Because before it was only trolls and incels and cave dwellers who didn't like The Last Jedi. And then when Rise of Skywalker came out and they didn't like it, then it was the Rise of Skywalker caused a division in the fandom because the real fans liked The Last Jedi. And neither one are what happened.
Yeah, so they said they didn't think the Rise of Skywalker tried to undo The Last Jedi. Yeah, it did. Well, I think they tried to mitigate the damage as much as they could.
Yeah, I think that's what happened. I think they were trying to mitigate it.
I don't understand. I mean, this will never make sense to me. How in the hell you spend $4 billion on what was at the time the most popular science fiction franchise in history, and you fuck it up so badly?
With one director.
One director,
and
one movie.
Kathleen Kennedy not doing her damn job.
Yeah. And she's still there. She's still there. Lucasfilm, and they're doubling down on the stupidity. I mean, this High Republic thing looks like shit.
Oh, God. It's another one.
Terrible.
It's exactly what you'd expect from committee.
Yeah.
And by making sure it's like Marvel Phase 4. It's basically what it is.
And it's going to be terrible. It's not gonna land well.
It's not about story. It's about diversity. They even showed you that.
And dinosaurs.
On their planning. Yes, on their planning board.
Diversity and dinosaurs. So Star Wars, it's dead to a lot of people. And I'm sorry, Disney, after we get through this shutdown, Disney, which is hemorrhaging tens of millions of dollars per day, they're not going to be able to piss around with things that aren't a sure thing anymore. They're not going to be able to let directors like Rian Johnson come in and tell his little art house film with established characters that are, pop culture icons and burn the whole damn franchise down.
Right.
He's not going to have that. They're not going to have the luxury. It's going to be from here on out. I mean, I'm shocked they're not just pulling the plug on the High Republic, because it did not land well at all.
No, they won't. They'll double down on it, because that's what they always do. Even though they have no flipping money, and now they're already preemptively raising prices on stuff at the parks that aren't even open yet. The food prices, I'll just throw it in here real quick. They're already raising prices on menu items before the parks even open. This came from WDW News today, and they actually went out and saw the menus. They're changing them online, and we're seeing huge increases. Like a turkey leg meal went up $2. They have a hot dog and chips are now $10.49, which is a big deal, but in another location it's $1 more. But you get down here to like the Brown Derby, their drinks will go up $3, $2. Ale and Compass Lounge, they have they have burgers that jump from $13 to $19.
$19.
So they're jacking prices wherever they can, because they know they're gonna do exactly what we thought they would do. They have to make money back somehow, so they're gonna try to bleed the guests even more dry than they were before. And I'm like, so they'll give out discounts like, get a room discount, but they're going to make it up on how much they for the merchandise, the food, and everything else. They're going to drive the prices up. You watch them turn around and say, you can't bring outside food in soon, too.
Oh, that'll happen. I can guarantee you that. I mean, look, even local parks here in Pennsylvania, we have Hershey Park, and they don't let you bring outside food into Hershey Park.
No, you'd pay like $100 for like a few hot dogs and drinks.
Freaking family hot dog meal was this was.
It was like 80 something, so it's probably like 100.
It was it was like $15 a person or some ridiculousness. It was insane. But Disney's going to do this. They're going to jack their prices up. They're not going to be able to afford to be able to take chances. And this is, I can tell you, I can almost guarantee it, that in the bean counting offices at Disney, deep inside the mouse.
That sounds wrong. I'm sorry.
They absolutely loathe The Last Jedi, not because of its artistic merit, but because of they do realize the amount of money that this stupid decision made. Now, going forward, the problem is Disney might actually put the kibosh on more creativity, because they're going to be like, everything has to be a sure thing. So that means more sequels, more remakes.
Well, people are getting tired of them, though. The live action movies, people are getting sick of it. They're not all landing successfully either.
Yeah. I don't think Mulan's going to do well. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
And, the sad thing is, Mark Hamill, that was the last chance you had for Luke Skywalker, because he wrote a goodbye letter on Twitter. Yeah. And he's done.
Actually, the goodbye letter, I think, was from the steel box, or the
Oh, it was?
Yeah, the big set with all the movies.
Yeah, okay, so it was a promotional thing.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, you had one chance to get the 3 leads from the original trilogy back together.
That's what the fans wanted. They wanted, and even the promotions, it kind of made you think that's what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And they didn't give it to you. Because you know why? Because they wanted Rey to be their new Luke. And so they were just too busy focusing on that to focus on what the fans actually wanted.
Yeah, everybody wanted the 3 leads together. They didn't get it. That will always be, for me, that will be the biggest sin that the sequel trilogy committed. Beyond the character assassination was just the fact that we couldn't get that one scene. One 5-minute scene with the 3 of them together again. We couldn't get it. So, yeah. Goodbye, Star Wars.
You didn't even get Luke in the Force Awakens, and then when you get Luke, he's a complete asshat.
Yeah, and then he's barely in Rise of Skywalker. He's a Force ghost in a CGI flashback scene. So the thank you Rian Johnson hashtag was trending again on April 6th because of course it is, because this is probably an attempt to mitigate damage done by these editors coming out and saying Rian Johnson intentionally sabotaged Star Wars.
Rian Johnson admitted he intentionally sabotaged Star Wars.
And the last time we saw this was around the release of The Rise of Skywalker. Again, Rian Johnson will not let you forget about him.
We need to do a hashtag thank you George Lucas.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Thank you, George Lucas, for inventing Star Wars, giving us strong characters like Princess Leia, like, that became Leia, General Leia, giving us characters that people loved, giving us, granted the prequels were hit and miss. I mean, when you go back and watch them, the dialogue was not the best, but...
Yeah, I think the overall story was okay. We've talked about that before. People were like, you're the same people that hated the prequels. I'm like, actually, no, I never said jack shit about the prequels in public.
No, and this person, the one mother praised him for thank you for making my daughters feel, and I feel not just welcome, but seen and valued as Star Wars fans. I've been a Star Wars fan my whole fucking life. And you know what? I've never felt undervalued and not seen. This is the biggest load of garbage ever. There have been female Star Wars fans for years, and we've never been undervalued and unseen. What a load of shit. I'm sorry.
It gets shittier. Thank you, Rian Johnson, for making a beautiful film that doesn't pander to the needs of fanboys and shows.
That's what I was telling you. Shows Rey is not a vessel for Luke and Leia. No, but her dad was a vessel for the Emperor. So she was she was basically Emperor spawn. But whatever.
She was her own person that's strong while still being allowed to show her emotions and not just a pure being to replace Ben. What?
Doesn't even make sense. Did you watch the movies?
These sound like paid shills. Thank you, Rian Johnson, for introducing us to characters such as Rose Tico and Holdo, and for creating friendship between Leia and Holdo.
Okay, whatever. Again, we have to double down. This whole thing is manufactured. This whole thing feels like it's manufactured by Disney.
Yeah, it does. It does. Like, we didn't ruin Star Wars. Or this is Kathleen Kennedy with her 25 alt accounts.
Thank you for giving Ben Solo a personality.
He's not some monster. He's the victim, and you showed us that. Thank you, Rian Johnson, for showing it's okay to be vulnerable no matter what happens. We're never alone.
Where did you get that from?
I don't know. Thank you, Rian Johnson, for giving Luke Skywalker depth, making him human, and giving him the most real, beautiful, and heroic ending we could have possibly hoped for.
Of course, it's she-wrote. They made sure it was a she-wrote. You know what? I am so livid right now. This is the biggest load of manufactured bullshit I've ever seen.
Thank you, Rian Johnson, for helping us escape the shackles of the franchise's past.
No one writes this way. This was, two things are going on here. One, it was a campaign bought and paid for. Two, then it was all the people who are mad because they don't like The Rise of Skywalker and they like The Last Jedi, using it to try to insult everybody else to get attention. That's what this whole thing's about.
Oh God, thank you, Rian.
I don't even want to hear anymore.
But wait, there's more. This one's so funny. Thank you, Rian Johnson, for doing the work, caring about the universe, and
he said he didn't.
Creating a film with conviction. He flat out said he didn't give a shit. He just wanted to make the movie he wanted to make. You can tell The Last Jedi was created by considering the motivations of the characters, not how to just pander to an audience.
The audience that gave him the opportunity to make this film. Okay, I don't even want to hear anymore because I'm so livid. This is the biggest load of manufactured bullshit I've ever seen. Guaranteed this was bought and paid for.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. This is nobody's saying.
And
no real person said
no, there were real people saying it. But what happened was when they saw it trending, which you can buy, by the way, you can buy your stuff to be trending. They saw it trending. They turned around and were like, "Oh, now is my chance to stick it to the man baby trolls that the media manufactured."
Yeah.
And it's like, sorry, The Last Jedi, whether you like it or not, you can trace literally the end of Star Wars to The Last Jedi. I don't care if you like it. You're allowed to like it. I don't care if you hate it. You're allowed to hate it. You can literally trace the entire thing back to that film.
Yep. Oh yeah. And Disney knows it. They know it. They know it. They're just in deep, deep denial.
Here's an idea, Disney. Stop doubling down on the bullshit. Own your mistakes. Not just on Star Wars, on everything. Start owning your mistakes and making them better. Do better. That's what everybody's mad about. Everybody's like, you hate Disney. No, I don't hate Disney. I used to like Disney. But Disney got lazy and arrogant, and they need to do better. Just because you buy it doesn't mean you can systematically tear it apart and turn it into shit because you own it now and you want to make it your way. Because your way clearly doesn't work. Look at Jim Henson and the Muppets.
Oh, God.
Your way clearly didn't effing work. So how about you grow up, pull your big boy Mickey pants on, and then sit here and grow a pair of balls and at least own up to your mistakes. Yes, we screwed up. We're going to try to fix it, make it better. We understand that these didn't work, but The Mandalorian's more what you want, so we're going to try to understand what made it work and do better moving forward. We're going to go and find people who actually made good stories that you enjoyed and go use those people going forward. We're not going to hire our friends and let them do whatever the hell they want. We're going to admit our mistakes and fix them. Instead, we're going to sick people, we're going to make stupid campaigns and put them on Twitter.
Okay, so we're going to wrap this one up.
I have to go outside and dig holes now.
Not for the bodies, don't worry.
I literally do have to go outside and dig holes.
She's doing some yard work because she wants to make the house pretty since we can't leave it. Yeah, not for the bodies, don't worry. All right, so we're going to wrap this one up.
Yeah, I'm just really mad now.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.